Hey there. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create your own product-based side hustle selling a SaaS product, software as a service. So the advantage of software as a service is it's a very scalable business model. It doesn't require a lot of manual labor, and it's something that you can scale to literally potentially millions of users. But obviously, it takes a lot to get there. And your first product side hustle is unlikely to scale to that level, but you can scale pretty substantially. If you get the fundamentals right, you can go really far with it. So this is how you launch your SaaS and how you create your SaaS and launch it very, very quickly. So the first step is you want to create an ideal client avatar. An ideal client avatar is basically just a particular type of person that you want to help, and ideally it should be a person that has some kind of problem that you can help with solving. Um, so your ideal client avatar might be, well, I want to help graphic designers. That might be your ideal client avatar. Or I want to help graphic designers that are designing for YouTube in particular, right? They're designing assets for YouTube. Or it could be I want to help people in New York City that are looking to rent apartments. Um, so as long as you can pick a particular type of person, just a narrow type of person that's well defined, then you can pick something you're passionate about, right? Like, don't try to serve like California uh, surfers when you're not passionate about surfing, like you hate surfing. So don't pick an ideal client avatar that you're not passionate about. Now, step number two is pick a problem uh, and a use case that is a real problem, and ideally that you have direct first-hand experience with. So a good example of this is like when you look at the way that Uber came out, and Uber has become one of the biggest startups to come out over the last decade or so. But the interesting bit about the way that Uber came around is that apparently the Uber founders were traveling in one of these big cities like New York City or Paris, or whatever big city it was, and I think it was kind of like rush hour or something like that, some kind of hour anyway, where they literally couldn't get any a cab on the street. You're in a busy city, you're supposed to be able to get anywhere instantly, but due to the particular hour and the fluctuations in demand for transport services, at that particular hour there is literally nothing, and you have to literally hike. You literally have to walk like miles and miles uh, to get to your next appointment. And they just realize, like, this is a big problem, and we are probably not the only ones affected. There's a lot of other people just like us that need to get around these big cities and do all these meetings and do whatever they are doing. And for some reason, we cannot get cabs on the streets at this particular time of day. And voila, this particular problem was in fact a big problem, and not just in that particular city. It was pretty much a big problem in a lot of other similar big cities around the world, and it hadn't really been elegantly solved. So pick a problem that you have direct personal experience with. That's really important. Don't imagine a problem somewhere out there in the blue. Like, um, you could be a genius and you could be Steve Jobs and invent an iPhone out of the blue, but it's very unlikely. Okay, especially not for your first side hustle. Like, it's very unlikely. So your odds are better if you pick a problem that you have a lot of direct personal first-hand experience with. That really paves the way to you being a lot more successful, because now you're actually gonna create something where um, you're solving an actual problem. And in SaaS, software as a service, problem market fit is one of the biggest risks, and one of the things that are gonna sink your software products the most is you're literally just building software that elegantly solves a problem that nobody cares about. you know, and at the end of the day is you're gonna get no users for the software, and then you're gonna get no revenue because you literally solved a problem that people don't want to pay anything for. So that's a big problem. So you want to just focus on a problem that you have direct experience with, and that you've actually experienced. That's really the way to do it. So for example, let's say a lot of people that do software as a service, they're software developers. So for example, let's say that, but that doesn't mean you need to necessarily create a product just around building software. You could create a product around some other area of life that you've encountered a problem with. If you look at Facebook, for example, Mark Zuckerberg, apparently, part of the inspiration for Facebook was just he needed to figure out a way to get dates and meet girls in school, and apparently that was his thing, and that was part of the inspiration around why he created Facebook. And now on Facebook, now you can connect with pretty much almost anybody, anywhere, in whatever part of the world. So that turned out to be a very powerful use case where, just connecting with people in different places instantly online. That was very revolutionary back then. Like we have it now, but back then that was very unique. That was totally not the norm, right? So you need something that you have direct personal experiences. So like you're solving a problem that matters and that other people are gonna value. And then the next step, guys, is you wanna create your MVP, minimally viable product. And I recommend you take just 1 weekend to do this. Like there's this tendency in SaaS to like overbuild and build like 100 features over 6 months. Unless you have paying customers, you don't need 100 features. You need just one feature that you can build in literally 5 hours of coding in a single weekend. And then you just put up a nice front page where people can sign up. That's literally it. So, and nowadays you can also use AI to make this weekend project even shorter, so it takes just 1 day instead of 2 days. If it takes you the whole 2 days, you're building too much stuff. You want a product that you're gonna be able to build in literally just a single weekend, and that's it. Now your next step is you could literally do this weekend, and now your next step is on the Monday, next Monday, when you come in Monday, you're now ready to do the next step, which is you're gonna create social media profiles to actually start talking about your product, and then you're gonna be linking to the product sign up page where people can go sign up for the software. So go on social media every day and talk about your product. And I recommend you go on YouTube. You create a YouTube page for your software. I also recommend you create a Twitter page. You're gonna talk about your software on Twitter. I also recommend you create a LinkedIn profile for yourself and start talking about your software. And then you could also throw in a Facebook page. Facebook is an old social media platform. It's not the most hip, but if you've got a YouTube, you got a Twitter, you got a LinkedIn, it doesn't hurt to also have a Facebook. You can just have your own personal Facebook talking about your product. Now go out there and start creating content every day, talking about your product and the problem that it solves, and start building an audience of people that are interested in your product, and make sure you are linking to the product sign up page so that these people are actually creating accounts and signing up and starting to use your product. As simple as that, you've got your SaaS set up and running. And this is something you can do literally in just 3-4 days, and you're up and running. You got your product, you got people signing up, you're producing content, you're building a brand for your product, you're building an audience. And once you get something like maybe 10 users that have signed up for free, now you can look at charging a fee for new users. And this is where you really are gonna discover if people value your product enough to actually pay for it. Is try putting a fee. Try putting $5 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, however much you want to charge for your product. Engage the reaction in the market to see how much people are willing to pay for your product. And that's literally how you create your product side hustle as a SaaS product side hustler. Now, if you need more resources to help you on your journey, you can grab some of my free resources. The links will be in the description.